deter you from what you feel like was your calling in life?
Yeah, oh, I love this. So it's really fun because fast forward, I've got to go back to American Idol and like mentor contestants and be a part of their finales and things like that. So it's still the same people that were there like producing the show when I was there. And I'll never forget it. I looked at Simon Cowell back when he was on the show and I said, tell me why I didn't make it. I was like, this is the moment you get to be mean, you get to tell me all the things you hate about me, just go for it. And he looked at me and he said, there's just not enough spots. And I was like, no, come on, tell me why. And he was like, no, really, there's just not enough spots. I said, but there was enough spots for 24 other people and I wasn't one of them, so tell me what the deal is. And he said, just come back next year. So I went back next year and the next year, and all 3 times I got, well, 2 of the times I made it to Hollywood and then got cut at the end of Hollywood. And then one of the times I didn't even make it to Hollywood, I had the flu, couldn't sing. And so I just remember getting over the end of that season, and my mom looked at me, and prior to that season I was at home. I was placed on homebound for an illness I had for 2 years, and that was during college, during high school, right before college, which was when I started really watching American Idol. I would sit there with my dad every night, and American Idol would end, and then for 2 hours I'd go in my bathroom and I would just practice and practice and practice. And then my mom called our church choir director and said, listen, my daughter sings all the time. I don't know if she is any good or not, but you can put her on the back row, just give her something to do, please, for the love. And so I went and I sang with the church, and I remember telling the choir director, I will scrub your toilets in exchange for voice lessons. And so I became his maid, and I literally would clean his house. I'm not kidding, I'd be sweating, scrubbing toilets and stuff, and he's like, this is the C, sing the C. No, you're singing the D, sing the C. Like, playing on the piano, and it was so great. I learned how to harmonize and learned a lot in that season. But yeah, so here we are, fast forward, I'm sick, I deal with this illness, and I started getting these dreams and visions about tour buses and audiences. I could see people's faces on different tours and charts and awards, just so many things. And I remember saying, God, if you are real, if this is you showing me this, just let it come to be. Let it come to be. And fast forward, I get the no on American Idol. So I'm thinking, what in the world? And my mom looks at me and she said, you have the opportunity right here. For the rest of your life, you're going to have to make this decision. But for right now, it's presenting itself. You can either believe the no of man or the yes of God. And so she said, pick your head up and get on with it. And I said, all right, let's do this. And so I went home knowing that American Idol didn't work out. And so I started finding myself, all right, I'm just going to sing. And wherever the door opens, that's just where I'm going to go. So I sang in church, and then I sang with this band who, that was really the entry point into getting into music. I sang background vocals on the record, and then the record label called them and said, hey, we want to host this indie artist retreat. We want you to come and showcase your music to us, aka we want to figure out if we want to sign you. I had no idea. I'm like, oh my gosh, a trip to Seattle, I've never seen the mountains, let's do it. Because I'm from Louisiana and it's as flat as it can be. So I was like, mountains, yes, let's go. They had one more spot. They said, we have one more spot opened up if that girl who's singing on the background wants to come up with you guys. So I went and I sang with that band. Well, the morning of the showcase, the lead singer of that band had to get an emergency appendectomy, and they said, can you step in and sing lead for this song? And I said, yeah, sounds great. And then I got signed off of singing that one song. And so it's just amazing. Like, you never know where your journey will go. You'll never know what doors God will open or close, or where you'll end up in life. But I just remember having those visions so clear when I was a kid and thinking, man, I'm either losing my mind with cabin fever, or this is going to turn out to be something pretty miraculous. And it became the latter.
So you had visions of tour buses.